Hello there. My name is Reverend Rochelle Brown, and I am the Emerging Church Specialist for Metropolitan Community Churches of the Office of Emerging Ministries. What I do is help to form new MCC churches around the world. So if you are thinking about, pondering, if it's even crossed your mind, I think that if I could start a new church, I would like to try that. That's what this training is for. It's in two parts because we know sometimes we may not be ready, but we're very curious. We want to become equipped. We want to get some training that will guide us into the next steps. So part one of the Emerging Church Leadership Training is just that. It's an orientation to MCC in the 21st century. It is also an orientation to the models and methods of emerging church within MCC. We'll spend some time really breaking down the labels. So there's lots of labels out there: emergent, emerging, emergence. But what is it about MCC and the way we're thinking about church today that makes this successful? You're going to find out. We're also going to talk about diversity. How do we plan for diversity when developing a community of faith? And then week 4 looks at small groups and a core team. A leadership circle, a core team. These are the pieces you need to get in place to help start a new community. So we're going to provide you some basic information, training, toolkits that will prepare you to deeply consider, is this what I want to do? And if so, where do I want to do this? And what will it take for me to take these next steps, form that core team, start that church that God and that place has laid on my heart? Well, that's what part 2 is for. And once you finish part 1, we'll have a time of discernment. And if you're ready for part 2 now, great. We'll go forward, go into part 2. If you're not ready for part 2, it's okay. You can wait a little bit, discern, pay attention. Gather some skills you might need to take that next step. Or maybe just pray and invite others to go through part 1 and do it with you. Because part 2 gets down to the nuts and bolts, the proposal, demographics, administration, setting up shop, so to speak. How do we begin with all of the tools to go from small groups and meetings into worship? So we're going to study. We're going to learn together. We're going to generate proposals. And let's say you already have a small group that's going. Well, then we'll create an action plan. And we'll put that action plan into place so you can begin to step in and become what God is calling you to become. So if this is something that stirs your spirit, you won't have to buy books. You do need an internet connection, and you will have to register. It's a small fee. It's $50 for part 1 for 4 weeks of training, and $40 for part 2, which is another 4 weeks of training. The toolkits are free. The readings are free. You'll have access to the videos. You need internet, and you need to attend a webinar once a week. So if you think you can make that commitment for at least part 1, think about registering. We'd love to have you. We'd love to meet you and meet others who are thinking, how can we be church? How can we become MCC in this day, in this time, and in the place where God is calling us? I invite you to register. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Reverend Rochelle Brown. It's ReverendBrown at mccchurch.net. I look forward to meeting you, learning more about your vision and your call to ministry, and most of all, to help you become MCC wherever you are.